Real Aware Women is more than a podcast. It's a space for honest conversations, real awareness, and meaningful connection. I'm Wendy.
I'm Ami.
And I'm Jane. 3 women living with more purpose, clarity, and heart. Each week, we unpack real stuff, purpose, passion, presence, and how it shows up in everyday life.
It's raw, it's real, and it's exactly what we all need more of.
Let's get into it. Welcome to Real Aware Women, episode number 11. We are filming live from Real America's Voice Studios in West Palm Beach, Florida, part of the Roar Network. I'm excited to be here. My name is Wendy Lieber, and I'm here with my 2 co-hosts, Jane Boland and Ami Patel.
Let's roll.
Let's do it.
Welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? How you guys feeling?
Feeling ready to go. This is episode 11.
Episode 11.
And we have come a very long way. So I think that's super fun.
Yeah.
And it's the beginning of the year too. So let's rock it.
No doubt. We've had a fantastic experience and learning a lot, getting to know ourselves better, each other better, and taking on a whole new level of raw.
Absolutely.
Starting now. Yeah.
So we started today having a little bit of a planning session for Raw and have some fun announcements. So we're no longer referring to this as a podcast. The podcast is one piece of the Raw empire. We're now calling it the Raw Project. And that's because this is going to be this show as in addition to events, in addition to video shorts. What else did we say?
I mean, articles, you name it. Really, it keeps it open and expansive. And I think, you know, the idea of the podcast really limited us, right? Like everybody does a podcast.
For sure.
But what we want to do is provide our real aware perspective across the board. And so in this world where there's a million things happening, social media, so short clips, maybe articles, definitely some events.
Definitely.
And then obviously the podcast.
For sure.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the whole purpose is really like, why do we start Raw? We were taking a look at that. What is our purpose in starting Raw? We want to get the messages across, everything we've learned. We've been students and, I guess, adventurers.
Yeah.
In our own journeys. And what we're learning, what we're creating is very different. And we're starting to get even more objective perspectives on what's going on out there in the world and how things are operating, people that want to be aware and operate from more deliberation. So we want to just create a lot more impact, get through in a different way that feels like it will land and give you as the audience the opportunity to step into whatever you want based on that.
So you both challenged me, well, mainly you challenged me this morning. I usually come very prepared for this, or at least as prepared as I can with the 2 of you. I have an outline, I've done some research, and I was challenged to get uncomfortable and kind of throw out all that out the window. So I'm feeling a little nervous in a good way because I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't have a script. So we're going to kind of roll with it. And the reason behind that is to really just get more raw, get more real. Like you mentioned, everyone has a podcast. A lot of it is very scripted. So this is just a chance for us to feel into what's going on, what we've experienced. So kind of the first thing I wanted to delve into is just the word real. It's, part of our acronym, Real Aware Women.
It is, yep.
And so, why did we choose real? What does real mean to you? Let's kind of dig into that a bit.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So the first thing I think about is people think real is authenticity, but then I think to myself, like, how do you become authentic?
Sure.
What does it actually mean to be authentic? And as you were just talking, Wendy, what I was feeling is, we threw out the script because we want to be present right now in this moment and actually feel what needs to be said or what wants to be said. So for me, real is sure, preparation, great, get it. But real is being able to move in the moment and to actually experience what's happening now. So I appreciate you saying you're a bit nervous. I mean, who's not nervous? I don't think anyone. I'm nervous. I'm look at myself up there on that teleprompter. I'm nervous, right? So and I can manage that.
Right.
And I think that's part of what we're here to do is to share from our own perspectives what it is we've learned about managing our consciousness, so I can be nervous but still clear.
Yeah.
So real is just being authentically you, but with a definition of authentic.
So
100%.
one thing that comes up for me around that is when I do have a script or framework, often when you both are sharing, I'm kind of already thinking about what's next on the agenda. So it does keep me from being present in the moment. Often when I listen to the episodes after, I'm like, I didn't even hear you say that because.
Sure.
So I'm excited to see.
That's a good catch.
Yeah, like how I show up.
Sure.
Because I'm really in the moment listening versus what's next on the script.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for me, it's raw. It is raw. And part of why we started this is because we've had conversations with each other that are super real. And we can tell each other things that I don't know that many people can with their friends, their family members. Like I can just lay some stuff down. You guys can do the same here. And the initial reaction or response that usually occurs is one thing. But when you're aware and deliberate and mastered, you catch yourself, you watch yourself, you see yourself, and then you can respond deliberately with more mastery.
Yeah.
And so being more raw on this podcast will show you that, or this project and filming show. We're going to get used to it.
Yes.
But also just the feeling of taking everything, and we see it out there. Structures are collapsing. Thank goodness. Things that have been going on for decades, centuries. They're archaic. They're old. They're outdated.
Yeah.
People are being the consciousness is rising. We're raising consciousness, everybody. So catching up, but also using our ability to, again, be objective and create more of a vacuum to change the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you talk about consciousness rising, like what's good about that? Why are we interested in consciousness arising? What does it give us access to?
So number one, what it means to me is everybody is able to be more of who they are, more of their true self. They're able to operate more from that knowing that we have, that we can see we're not doing this effectively, or I'm not speaking effectively, or I didn't spend the last 10 years doing something that I could have been doing, for example. Everybody's getting more and more clear. Mm-hmm. And we're all getting more and more efficient with technology, AI, everything. But we've been through these awesome, like industrial ages, technology ages. We're going through all this AI stuff. It's accelerating everything. Our consciousness, in other words, the way we see things, the way we respond to life, how we utilize our body, mind, spirit, brain, whatever you want to call all of it, and how we deliberate with it is accelerating.
Yeah.
So that in itself and how we're experiencing life can be, again, I'm using the word deliberate a lot today, I'm noticing, that can be mastered more and more. So if you and myself are all mastered and we're taking things to a new domain, the three of us raise the bar.
Right.
And then if we're doing it in our families, our communities, our circles, everything is raising the bar, accelerating progressively, more results, more effectiveness. And like we've been seeing a lot of lately, just a lot more right order, meaning what feels right and in integrity, what's honest and real, how to be more purposeful, how to live with more of the duty that we're here to have, and a lot more love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the word deliberate is such a great word, because when you're not deliberate, to me, when I'm not deliberate, I should say, I'm on autopilot.
Sure.
I'm just acting either from the past, or I'm not even thinking. It's kind of like, when you drive somewhere and you're like, how did I get here?
Absolutely.
And you can't even, recall, because you're on that automatic versus being, deliberate. And then I have found the more deliberate I am, the more effective. It's kind of a nice, outcome of being deliberate.
Yeah.
Like when I'm deliberate in a conversation, when I'm deliberate about a decision, when I'm deliberate about everything, it's the effectiveness, my effectiveness just raises so much more exponentially.
Beautifully put.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like driving an old jalopy with all sorts of problems, and suddenly you're cruising in a beautiful, Maserati, and you're killing it. You know how to drive that thing. You know how to be very deliberate with it. You know how to take those turns. I mean, you really are just accelerating the way you're using this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was feeling, just as you guys were talking around vibration and like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Because I think the reality is everybody wants to live their ideal life.
For sure.
100%, right? And we come here as little babies, right? With our families. and we're taught how to live. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with structure or system. But like you just said, Ami, everything's accelerating so quickly. I mean, we went from literally agricultural to industrial, and now we are on this tech boom. 20 years ago, you didn't even have one communication device, and now you have hundreds.
Yeah.
Literally. So why are we doing this? Because raising the vibration is what's required for consciousness is also moving in that direction, right?
Definitely.
And so ultimately, I think our audience, I want you to know this is about you. This is about you living the life you want. And by me living the life I want,
Right.
by me becoming more mastered and more aware, I naturally impact you. This is the water drop. Bing, and everything goes out.
So, wow. So you're saying that we can each be individuals. We don't have to fit in and have the same opinions about things.
That's right.
And life will exist.
Exactly. I mean, one of the things I was just feeling is when I was growing up, it was like you're going to get married and you're going to have kids and it's going to be awesome. And that is a beautiful existence.
Sure thing.
Lovely. And I started to question myself, is there something wrong with me in my 20s? Like, why do I not want to do that? And then you start to compare and then you start to box yourself in. And then I started creating beliefs. And then I created this whole identity of like, well, I chose to actually be a professional. And then there's something wrong with you,
Yeah.
right? And then I look down on mothers.
Sure.
That's insane. Thank you, mothers.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
Right.
Right. But the response also that I've seen in the world is, well, now maybe we should change the tax code. We should change something else. Like where we try to fix what we see as the problem, but we're not really just looking at what's really happening, which is, oh, wow, we were all indoctrinated with a certain set of beliefs and we can all choose our beliefs. To your point, Wendy, you can be
100%.
sovereign.
Yeah, which ultimately is freedom.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is about freedom of the individual in every way. And many people are talking about freedom right now, and I'm grateful for that. So many people are talking about freedom, and that's great. And everybody's having their own angle, taking different avenues to create more freedom for self and other. This is what we're talking about for freedom: individuality, total faith in self and trust in self. First of all, getting to know yourself well enough that you can trust it. That inner knowing, that wisdom, that intuition we all have. I mean, it's as simple as going to a restaurant and just, boom, that's what I want to eat.
Yeah.
Or deciding on, that's what I'm going to wear today, which exit to take, whatever. Intuition and wisdom is in all of us. The more we grow it, the more we connect with it, the more we're aware of it, then we can use that as our beacon, our light.
Yeah.
Then it's like, this is what I really want. But it does, to your point, hit a lot of walls out there.
Yeah.
True freedom, true sovereignty, true independence, is going to hit some walls. And the more we're aware of those walls and how to even deal with those walls, like, hey, this is for me. Can I have the confidence, the boldness, the self-trust, the self-love, value, respect, honor to be like, no, this is who I am. I love being me. I love what I've decided for me. If I'm doing that, if you're doing that, and if you're doing that, and we synergize together, it's going to be a beautiful song.
Absolutely.
A beautiful song. And then so on and so forth. Like you were saying, the ripples outward.
Yeah. So I think going back to why aren't more, well, we often think we are being real. We are being authentic. We are being honest, and we are to the degree we are. But often we hold back, or I hold back. And I do that because I don't want to look bad. I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. I don't want to be wrong. I mean, even partly why I like to be prepared for this show is, I don't want to look dumb. I don't want to not have something, clever to say, right? So I guess from your perspective and, you personally and what you see, what do you think holds people? Because I think access to freedom, right, is being real and allowing yourself to be real and allowing others.
Yeah. So I feel for me that I always want to look good. Like I want to be number one. I don't want to look bad. I don't want to be stupid. I want to be top of the class, even though I may not have the grades. But I want to be popular. That's it right there. I want to be liked. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be liked at the deepest level. I want people to be my friend. I want them to like me. And I'm worried that if I tell you what I really think, that's not actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And, and I hear today, I have had conversations with friends who are like, oh, it's so divisive right now in the world. Yeah, okay, it is. And people are holding their truth. Now we've got to work on the, can you hear other people and give them the space for that without making them wrong. But ultimately for me, it's I want to be liked, period. Yeah. Just please love me. Please love me.
Right. Yeah. We've talked about courage, honesty, integrity before.
Yeah.
We have our sacred 7 and chi is the first 3, courage, honesty, integrity. And if I cannot be honest with myself, then I'm going to create blind spots. And blind spots carry. Yeah. They move forward with us. They're with us the whole way. It's like carrying some bags on your back or holding beach balls underwater. They're always there. So being aware of these blind spots, the only way to do that is to be truly honest. If I can hear what you have to tell me, if I can be honest with myself as to what's not working, then I can recognize blind spots, right? So when you're talking about other people, this is a big thing. If I have the 2 components, again, if I have the bold courage to be honest with myself and other, I can hear. Yeah. If I can't, the walls go up. And we are experiencing that. We were talking about that earlier today, where sometimes it looks like we're having a conversation with someone and I feel like I'm coming from my heart. And I'm going to tell you what I feel or what I see over there. And I just expect the same or wouldn't mind the same if that's what's offered. But the walls that come up or the discomfort that comes up is very strong. And how can we break down those walls? How can we be more vulnerable, more intimate, more loving with each other, more compassionate in our delivery? I'm definitely working on that, as you guys know. I've been a real rough and tougher sometimes, and I drop bombs on people that can be very nuclear. I'm aware of that. In some sense, I do it deliberately now in order to make things move. In other sense, I feel like, hey, let me be more compassionate with what's going on here and feel into the rhythm such that it's inviting and it's free, it's open and provides the space, but I still get the job done with the aggressiveness if need be, the intensity and the ruthless, ferocious honesty that I really do like to have with myself and have that with others as well.
Yeah, my flavor of that is I love to be able to be ruthless and honest with other people and have the space and the acceptance. And then when someone's that way with me, I'm like, wait a minute. That's like too much.
Right,
you know?
right.
So, but what's great about it is I'm noticing it. And, you know, you and I had a conversation the other day where, you know, you were ruthless with me. And I'm always so grateful because I can feel the resistance. And now I can notice like, okay, well, that's growth for me. Because if I'm feeling that, that means it's something over here that I'm creating, compelling you to provide that, you know, feedback to me. And so it's growth.
Sure.
But it took me some time, some practice to be able to notice, you know, when that's happening versus just put the walls up, just get defensive, just make wrong. And now be like, oh, okay, what's there for me to gain and learn? And now I can move through it very quickly.
You can. It's beautiful. I mean, you fired back at first, which is fine. We're like, boom, boom, boom. Which is great though, because I knew what was happening.
Yeah.
If you're firing back that hard, then I hit it.
Yeah.
So, but because we have the relationship we do, then I can just chill out and say, okay, she's firing back. We hit it.
Yeah.
And then she's coming forward. You feel an emotion.
Yeah.
Good. Beauty. Like it is sacred to me.
Yeah.
That I can do that. I am grateful for that.
Yeah.
That I can fire and you can fire back and we'll be like, all right, cool. Let's talk. And it did.
So one of the things I think is really important about this example that you guys are bringing up is it basically blows up what people think friendship is.
100%.
So friendship is please love me and I'm going to love you back at all costs. Right. And as little kids, what do we do? In high school, we're like, well, you broke up with her, so I'm not going to talk to you. Everybody knows about this, right? Like you choose your sides, that loyalty.
Yep.
And really it's group agreement is what we define friendship as.
For sure.
But we don't say that, right? And real friendship, I'm going to say real friendship is you can say, hey, here's your blind spot. Oh, you don't hear me? Let me come a little closer. I'll punch you in the face with that because I love you so much.
Right.
That I need you to see this. And anyone who's experienced someone in their life who's had, let's call it an addiction or something that's happened where, you know, you have experienced that where you want to go punch them in the face and say, look, this is what's happening. But you notice you tiptoe around. We try to find someone else to fix it. So I think what I'm really hearing is this is true friendship.
Yeah.
And this is being real
Yes.
and authentic.
Right.
And that is really what we're up to. This is why we're here, because we want our audience, we want the whole world to feel that. And because the more you're real with yourself, the more you can shift everything. And everybody I've ever spoken to wants to change the world.
Yeah.
Everybody does. So it starts here. And I'm just going to I'm going on a riff, but
Go for it.
Let's take it back to being courageous with yourself. So one of the things I want to say is you don't have to put this on Facebook or Instagram. You don't have to make a video short about it. You can actually just sit with yourself and notice what it is you believe about what's happening in your space. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to feel good about it. It's not like you're like, oh, I feel great about this. No, you feel not good about it. And that's the magic, is not being okay with not feeling good just because you now are very clear. Oh, you know what? This relationship does not actually work for me. This employer does not work for me. This car doesn't work for me. This house doesn't work for me. Whatever it is, you can be clear with yourself. And that's the most important thing.
Beauty.
Step 1.
100%. What that brought up for me is that we talked about old structures and things breaking down and the acceleration of consciousness and overall expression of the human potential, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're breaking down relationships, how they used to be defined, right? So this is a total breakdown of the old paradigms and agreements of tit for tat, people pleasing, all of those structures, defense mechanisms that we have in place in order to maintain and keep it under control. And so breaking these things down is going to create massive acceleration.
Absolutely. Okay. So you already kind of started the process. We always like to leave our listeners with access, some things that they can actually do. And you started it with, just be honest with yourself. And it sounds easy. And in many instances it is, but being honest with yourself starts with getting quiet and really allowing yourself to feel, whether it's good, bad, and notice the things that perhaps you're not aligned with.
Yeah.
And doesn't necessarily mean you have to go and do something about them right now, but having the courage to be honest about a relationship that might not be ideal, a job, etc. But maybe say more about how our listeners can be more courageous, be more honest, be more in integrity with themselves.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I'm going to go old school diary, right? Like journaling is what we call it these days. But it was a diary back in the day. And actually just being okay with yourself, saying, this is how I feel about this.
Yes.
You don't need a book of prompts, everybody. Just look at every area of your life. How do I feel about my relationships? How do I feel about my body? How do I feel about my car? How do I feel? And give yourself the space to do that, right? So, Wendy, you said it perfectly. You need some stillness, some silence, but really carving out that time for yourself. Some people like to do it in the morning, some do it at the end of the day, but it's not that anything has to happen. Nobody's saying we're doing anything.
Right. There's
all this fear sometimes around like, well, if I say that, then I'm going to have to divorce my husband. If I say that, I'm going to end my relationship. If I say that, I don't know what's going to happen and I'm scared. Just take step 1, which is just be honest with yourself. And if you want to, don't put it in a diary. Put it in a piece of paper, roll it up and throw it out. But just give yourself the experience of it and notice how you feel. That's what I'd say.
That's beautiful. I mean, the first thing that came up was very similar, which is to have a relationship with self creates the same relationship with everything else. So taking a look at everything in your life and what your relationship is with everything and how it is in here, because that's how it is out there. And then being aware of your automatics is what I'll add. So what am I automatically doing? Do I want to automatically smile at somebody or people please or cover up? What are my defense mechanisms that are on automatic? How do I deal with stress and pressure? And what's my reaction versus my response?
That's great.
Beautiful.
Yeah. The quote, what would you be willing to do if you knew you could not fail, comes up for me. And I think it's just a great way, even though you said don't use prompts, which I agree with. Definitely don't put it into ChatGPT. Feel it, do it yourself. But I think if you're willing to look at everything, it just gives you access to so much more. So I think that's a great question that can sometimes get rid of the fear and see what comes up and really allow yourself to look at all areas of your life. And decide where you might want to take some more action, where you might want to give some more attention, because you are realizing that maybe you're tolerating some things that aren't ideal for you. And 2026 could be the year to live your ideal life versus tolerate what's not ideal.
No doubt.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, I do want to say a couple quick things before we wrap. One, when we were walking in today, we got to see two greats. We saw Joe Namath and Bill O'Reilly. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think that's part of this amazing studio that we get to record in, which we're so grateful for. And we have an amazing team here that does the recordings and just makes it easy for us to show up and do this. So I really want to acknowledge the team here, because it's incredible. And again, we are part of Roar Networks by our good friend Will Corrente, roarnetwork.us. So if you haven't checked out some of the other podcasts that are on this network, please check it out. But we are Raw, Real Aware Women, and we are just getting started. Thank you.
See you soon.
Super grateful.
Thanks for being here with us. If something in today's conversation sparked something in you, let it keep simmering.
And if you loved it, share it, subscribe, leave a review, or pass us along to someone who's ready to lean into what's real.
This is Real Aware Women, and we're just getting started exclusively on the roarnetwork.us.